It's a mandala for a gloomy day. The weather has been a bit rubbish here. It's quite dark, and I thought that perhaps doing a mandala would cheer me up. I quite like mandala coloring, it's so calming. And sort of gets your mind off anything else. You can just sort of relax and color. So for that reason, mandalas are one of my favorite. There we go. And this one is particularly small. And again, I should mention I've printed this out from mondaymandala.com. They've got lovely materials, completely free, that you can use. You can just select the theme, what type of stuff you want, and there's a good selection of everything. So check out the website. There we go. So what other color shall we put here? I am feeling purple. Don't know how you can feel purple, but that's the color we're going for now. There we go. I feel like using purple would probably be a better way of saying things. There we go. These look like tall glasses. Or if you're a dentist, you might think of a tooth. Huh. There we go. Just going around and around. So how are people doing? Is it morning? Is it evening for you? What time zone are you in? I'm in UK, so for me this is the morning. And I was just looking at the weather forecast. It's not looking good. Rain and thunder. Although people tend to complain a lot about UK weather, but I don't think it's normally that bad. But this summer we have had our fair share of rain and thunder. Hello, Raiden. Hi, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you here. Lovely that you've come to join me for coloring. There we go. We have started with purple, and we're going to continue with what shall we continue with? I think a little bit of green might be in order. There we go. That reminds me of jade. Strong green. There we go. Yeah, so as I was saying, there's thunder, there's lightnings, all that stuff ahead this afternoon. So I thought better do the live now. It's gonna get thundery. Don't want big bangs in the background. Although that might not be a bad thing. You can just sort of guess how long I can speak until another big thunder rumble comes in. There we go. Like that. Right, shall we go around with the same green? There. This is very, very squiggly. There we go. these nooks and crannies, little bends to go around. There. Going, turning, turning, turning. This is a bit like ASMR. You can just hear the color going as I'm turning around and around and around. There we go. We've now done a whole loop of that. Right. What shall we do next? I think let's go for a lighter color. Gonna go for a light blue. There we go. Is there any colors that you guys would like to see in this? We are going for a colorful one at the moment. There. What are your favorite color, people? I'm one of those people who like black just because it's so practical. And when I say practical, I mean I do not need to know and I do not need to wonder what goes with what. I can just pair it with anything. And this is when I'm talking about clothes and clothing. Yep. But in my pictures, that's really black. All the colors of rainbow tend to be represented. There we go. And then what else shall we do? I think let's go for something lighter. Let's see if this works well. It does. Let's go for pink. So we've got purple flowers, we've got blue flowers, and now we've got big pink one in the middle. There we go. Right, halfway down. And it's continuing. There we go. And the last petal. There. There we go. Right. What shall we go for next? Any suggestions? I am thinking of doing a yellow star in the middle. Kind of obvious, isn't it? Yeah. Almost a bit too obvious. And then, what shall we do? Let's go for orange for these little ones. There we go. That does look like inside a flower, doesn't it? I feel like this mandala is quite flowery. Whoops. And the last one. And then color shall we go for next? We need something to bring those together. What should it be? I'm thinking let's go for now change to different color. That makes it easier for me to go around. There. There we go. And then we just need to select the color for the middle part. Let's turn around and around and around a bit. There. Almost done with this part. There we go. There. And we've gone around. There. Okay, and then the question is, what shall we put? What shall we put in the middle here? What could I do that would be sort of in between those colors? We've got bright yellow. We've got orange. Shall we just continue with the theme? Oh, now I've moved the lamp. No, you can still see what I'm doing. What about that pink? Oops. Yeah, I think we'll go with this pink. It says neo pink, whatever that means. To me, this looks a bit peachy. So we now got something in between the orange and the actual pinks. There we go. Working our way around it. There. Almost done. Looks a bit like inside the fruit. Pomegranate or something that has a lot of little pockets inside it. There. One more after this, and then we've got that part done. There. Okay. Seems to be drying into something. There's a big difference between the dry and the wet paint. There we go. So now we've got that part done. And how shall we do the in-between? So we need to choose some colors there. And I'm thinking of going slightly more purple. Well, slightly more purple, but there we go. To me, this still looks quite pink. Let's see how it dries. There we go. And I'm wondering whether to leave that part white. Any suggestions? Shall I leave the part in between white? There we go. Like that. It's going turning more blue as it goes outside. And then we've got a green barrier. So the question is, shall we do some light blue? What shall we do there? I'm thinking, let's go pale lavender. There we go. Now it still looks like it's colored, but it's very light. There. Like that. Let's turn that around a bit and just continue. Yep, so we're bringing it from the oranges and pinks to more purples, and we also have those green parts in between. There. We've gone around. There we go. And then what shall we do next? Any suggestions? I'm thinking of light green. Light green for here. There we go. Light green and dark green are meeting. Like that. This mandala has a summer feel. All looking forward to having a great summer, aren't we? So there we go. Summer and bright and light. Everything growing. There we go. We've got now light green. And what shall we do for those little leaves? I'm thinking of going around and turning them green, the original green that I was using. There we go. These pens are a lot less smooth somehow to work with, but we're getting there. There we go. Just keep moving. Go around. There we go. What a little detail. There. And some more. There we go. We are over halfway done. A couple more to go. One and two. And another one. And the last one. There we go. We've colored them all. So we've gone from light ones in the middle to darker ones on the outside. There we go. Thank you very much for being here with me today. I want to wish you the greatest day ever. Hope it's a good one. Bye.